We're in Oxfordshire to catch up with Gaie Johnson Houghton to find out how she got into breeding and to find out how she came to breed Accidental Agent, who won the Group 1 Queen Anne Stakes at Royal Ascot, and also Mahatha, who has an entry in the Group 1 Sussex Stakes at Glorious Goodwood.
Fulk was quite cross that one of our owners was selling what he considered to be his best mare. So he went to the sales and bought her, and Charlie Frank looked after her. And then, because it was costing us rather a lot of money, we brought her back here, and as luck would have it, that year she had a Group 1 winner, who was dead certain. And it's just gone on from there, really. We had an enormous amount of help from Charlie Frank, who was a very eminent vet, and a real knowledge on all these things. So I miss him terribly. I own far too many horses. What I keep is generally by mistake, because I failed to sell them. I kept Rue because I couldn't sell her. I kept Rudel because I couldn't sell her. In fact, all Rudel's progeny are here. She didn't get in foal the first year we covered her, and she missed the year after Accidental Agent. And then we had 4 fillies, 3 of whom are in training, and 1's going to the sales, and at last we have a colt. Accidental Agent was a rather leggy, weak, backward-looking gentleman as a foal, and hadn't improved much by the time he got to the sales. And in the pouring rain, it wasn't a great surprise when nobody else wanted him. But I was devastated, because we always rather liked him. So home he came. We did have another yearling. I sold a yearling that year, a Harbour Watch, out of Rue. And I had another foal, another yearling out of Peace Lily, and I virtually gave that away. I haggled with Mick Easterby, which is not a clever thing, and I found instead of getting 4,000 I ended up getting 3. And that was my idea of haggling. I don't think I'll try it again. It probably wasn't a bad day when Accidental Agent didn't sell at the sales. He's been a joy, and I've had the most wonderful time, and Ascot was fantastic. All the family was there, son, daughter-in-law, cousins, niece and nephew, sister, oh, and Eve. And it was just wonderful. The excitement. I was so glad it was the first race. I don't think I'd have lived long enough for any of the others. And I'm afraid I just happily refused all offers for him. Having brought him home, I wasn't going to sell him because I was too old and I'd never get another horse like that, which is actually, he's a one in a lifetime. And sadly, he's not quite good enough to make a stallion. He's a one-race wonder at the moment, so he's been gelded. Madame Tansy, the idea was probably to keep her as a broodmare, and the jury is out, but I need another generation because you never know what's round the corner. If I hadn't kept Rudel, and she had been to the sales a couple of times and failed to reach her reserve, I might not still have the family and I'd be devastated. So I just feel I need the next generation somewhere. And Rudica, the 3-year-old now, was going to be Ascot 2-year-old, and she went wrong, and we still haven't got her to the racecourse. We hope we're going to get her to the racecourse shortly. She's at last thriving and looking like she used to last May. Not this May, last May. And Rue Full seems to be quite backward, but shows promise. What promise of what, I'm not sure, but we'll just see. Unfortunately this year, we have managed to breed 5 between us, Eve and Fulk and I, fillies. All year, those are the yearlings, And I think, well, only one's going to the sale because I don't think it would be worth the money to prepare the others to go. The MOHAATHER is actually very easy to handle. It's the nicest yearling we've had for a bit. MOHAATHER was on my horizon and he had covered Rudy before she died. But I thought he was a stunning horse. I mean, just gorgeous. She's quite feisty, but I think she's quite a nice character actually. And at last we have a colt foal in the field, which is wonderful. There was much celebration. I'm thrilled with him. He looks just marvellous and he appears to have a lovely temperament, marked very similarly to his elder brother, but much stronger and more mature looking. I have no ambitions to branch out to any other family. It's done me very well, and B, I'm getting very old. So I rather want to cut down rather than cut up. The great excitement of my life at the moment is watching Mahatha. Ah, wonderful. It's been such an excitement. It really has. Especially as we know Marcus quite well, and the people that, the girl that looks after him used to work here, and we're all in close communication, endless emails and excitements and telephone calls when he wins. It's wonderful. We're all looking forward to the Sussex, which I think will be the most amazing race. I think we've got some really, really high-class milers this year, and I think it'll be a stunning race. I'm just sorry I can't go. I hoped they were going to let the masses in on Sussex Day, but they're not. So I missed that, unfortunately, but I should be on the television. Mahatha was a joy actually here, and he had a friend, one of our owners, had sold the colt as a foal and had it returned. So I kept it. I kept it here to keep him company, and that's called Gin Palace, who's quite a useful handicapper. And they obviously did each other a lot of good, and he was just very nice, and Tracy always loved him, and that's always a plus when they go to Hillwood. Now, showcasing was just a lucky stab in the dark in the first place. I went to him his first 2 seasons. I liked him as a racehorse. He's not too far away. I like going to Whitesbury. He wasn't too expensive. Things have changed a bit, but he's not done me any harm, and he's been a wonderful friend. I use probably a trusty pin, a lot to do with price and where they're situated. I'm not keen going. I have been to Ireland a couple of times, but I don't like sending my mares away. So I'm sticking with British. And actually choosing a stallion is the most difficult thing in the world. You can make a case for almost every horse that stands at stud, because they're standing, even the good, bad and the indifferent, are all standing at stud for a reason, that they have won something to qualify them, really. And it's jolly difficult to get the right one. I put my success, such as it is, down to luck and Charlie Frank, really. He was just wonderful, very encouraging to someone who had no idea what she was doing, and I still don't really. It's just fun and pleasure.